I meant what I said. Once I beat Spence, if Charlo don't move up, I'm coming for him.
Ooh.
You didn't see the fight last night?
No, I didn't see the fight.
Hey,
I was here, but I heard he won.
He did his thing.
10 round knockout.
Yeah.
You know, congratulations to Charlo.
You want the whole camp?
You know, he on my hit list.
Hey.
Dude got 2 people on my hit list, and that's, you know, Jermell and Spence. Well, Spence first and then Jermell.
Well, to be undisputed and back to back, that'd be incredible.
Show off.
Definitely.
Damn, that would be great.
Breaking news, Jermell Charlo, the undisputed champion at 154. Out of the blue, he tweeted, quote, Lubin will knock out Terence Crawford. Move up to 154. Who has he knocked out? Question mark. Sean Porter, Kell Brook, Benavidez, and his last 11 opponents. Who has he fought? The same people Errol Spence fought. Sean Porter, who had the deepest resume in boxing, the same man who nearly had a draw with Errol Spence. Kell Brook, who also gave Errol Spence one of his toughest fights. Benavidez when he was undefeated. Mean Machine when he was undefeated. Jeff Horn when he was undefeated after he beat Pacquiao. Postal, who was the first man to knock out Matisse. Flex Diaz, a gold medalist. Gamboa, another gold medalist. And the list goes on and on and on. Shall we continue? Charlo also said, I knocked out better opposition ever done. Let's compare, question mark. Who dude knocked out? Question mark. Like I said, Crawford knocked out Sean Porter, a person that had never been knocked out before. A fighter Errol Spence couldn't even knock out. Matter of fact, a fighter Errol Spence barely beat. So what are we talking about here? Crawford knocked out Kell Brook, Benavidez, Jeff Horn, who beat Pacquiao. I don't care what nobody say. Jeff Horn bullied Pacquiao, and Crawford came right back and knocked out Jeff Horn. He knocked out Mean Machine, Amir Khan, Gamboa, Flex Diaz. Crawford has knocked out the last 11 opponents of his. For the past 5 years, Crawford have knocked out every single opponent. Keep in mind, Crawford is doing it at his 3rd weight division against A-level opposition. That's equivalence of Jermell Charlo moving up all of the way to 168 and knocking out every single opponent of his, or every single opponent he faces from Benavidez to David Morrell, so on and so forth. Can Jermell Charlo pull that off? If so, let's see. Then he can talk the talk and discredit Crawford if he wants to. However, until then, Jermell Charlo has no say-so on the pound-for-pound king, Terence Crawford, and what he has accomplished in boxing. What Jermell Charlo fails to realize is that the same people that criticize him are the same people that criticize Terence Crawford, and the same people that discredit Jermell Charlo, aka old media, are the same people that discredit Terence Crawford. So they both on the same team, meaning they both on the coincidental list. It's not a coincidence that Crawford has been the pound-for-pound #1 in the sport of boxing ever since Floyd Mayweather and Andre Ward retired. However, old media kept placing Canelo, Lomachenko, Gennady Golovkin, Chocolatito on top of Crawford on the pound-for-pound list. And while every single one of them lost and got exposed, Terence Crawford still remains supreme as the king of boxing. Just like Jermell Charlo, he became undisputed by knocking out every single champion in his division while they were in their primes in one of the deepest divisions in boxing. However, old media still doesn't have Jermell Charlo on the top 10 pound-for-pound list, even though, without a doubt, Jermell Charlo is #4 on the pound-for-pound list, on new media's pound-for-pound list, just like he should be on everyone's pound-for-pound list. This is not something that was given. This is something that was earned by Jermell Charlo, just like Crawford. But the reality is, both Crawford and Charlo don't have the complexion for the connection. Instead, they have the complexion for the neglection, as I'm pretty sure they know that by now. So my point is, why discredit each other when the whole world is already against you guys? Why not uplift each other? Old media, the decafs, and the decaf wizards already discrediting you guys. So why follow old media agenda instead of praising one another for the legendary accomplishments both Crawford and Charlo made? I just don't get it. Do you guys notice a pattern? The only time a black fighter bashes another fighter is if he's black. That's when they know it's green light to say whatever they want to say, or say stuff that is not even true, which is repeat old media narrative and agenda of discrediting the black boxers. However, you would never hear a black boxer criticize or even tell the truth about a fighter on the hope list like Canelo, Lomachenko, and the list goes on and on and on. I never heard Charlo, Crawford, Errol Spence, and any fighter on the coincidental list, any black fighter, criticize or question a fighter on the hope list. Have you guys ever heard any of these fighters on the coincidental list question Inouye's resume? Absolutely not. Besides a 39 washed-up donaire, I could guarantee you, Crawford, Charlo, and none of you guys could name me one person Inouye beat. Have you guys ever heard any active black fighter from Crawford, Devin Haney, Shakur, Errol Spence, Jermell Charlo, and the list goes on and on and on, criticize Canelo for saying that he is not going to fight any Mexican fighters from Benavidez to Ramirez, even though he fought Josecito Lopez, Angulo, and Chavez Jr.? Have you guys ever heard them, the fighters on the coincidental list, criticize Canelo for ducking all of the undefeated black American fighters? Absolutely not. Well, Crawford did it one time, but then he turned around and started praising Canelo. Why don't they question Canelo's weak resume of always going after the weakest champions, which is why Canelo did not go for undisputed at 154, nor at 160. In fact, Canelo turned down undisputed at 160 against Demetrius Andrade for his biggest payday at the time, after he set a goal for himself that he was going to be the middleweight undisputed Mexican champion, the first to ever do it. He passed on his goal and created the NBF League, the No Black Fighters League in the sport of boxing. He also created the NMF League, No Mexican Fighters. That's why as soon as Benavidez lost his title at 168, Canelo requested to fight a fighter coming off a loss and 2 years layoff for it, Avni Yildirim, because with Benavidez out of the way, 168 became one of the weakest divisions in boxing. That's when Canelo chose to become undisputed in that division. Therefore, why didn't Charlo criticize Canelo for ducking his brother once again for $45 million guaranteed plus pay-per-view, and always going after the weakest champions to stack his resume with nothing? Why didn't Crawford criticize Canelo for that? Even though these fighters on the hope list, from Canelo, Lomachenko, Inouye, Usyk, so on and so forth, they the ones that continue to receive the most hype and praise by old media. However, you never hear fighters on the coincidental list speak up. Why, if you may ask? Because it's a red light. They know that's a red light. That's why they don't do it. They know criticizing each other, it's a green light though, by old media, the decafs and the decaf wizards, which is why you will never see Charlo, Crawford, or any fighter on the coincidental list question Gennady Golovkin, Canelo, Inouye, and Lomachenko resumes. That's why. So when Charlo says Lubin will knock out Crawford, man, Lubin is coming off a loss, a knockout loss. Like Devin Haney said, they say everything but let's fight. Why is Charlo telling Crawford to fight his leftover, when Crawford wants to fight him, and Crawford is higher than him on the pound-for-pound list. Everything Charlo has accomplished today, Crawford already has accomplished that and more 5 years ago. If Charlo want to talk undisputed, Crawford already became undisputed and was the first one to become undisputed 5 years ago. Crawford has also won more titles in 3 different divisions than Charlo. In addition to that, Crawford is pound-for-pound #1 over Jermell Charlo, even by old media, because he remained supreme for such a long time that he outlasted their agenda. In a way, Crawford beat the system. Crawford is about to become undisputed for the second time against Errol Spence if he does win. Charlo told Crawford, take less money, shut up, and fight Errol Spence. And that's exactly what Crawford did. He accepted all of Errol Spence's terms. He took less money. Now he's waiting on Errol Spence to accept the fight. And once the fight happened, if Crawford does win against Errol Spence and become 2-time undisputed, then what is Charlo gonna say then? Because Crawford is gonna be coming for him. So when Crawford does come for him, what is Charlo gonna do then? Is he gonna tell Crawford to fight Lubin? Or is he gonna step up to the plate? Only time will tell. With the facts being laid out, drop your thoughts in the comment section below, subscribe below, and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, TV. Peace. And I'm on to the next one.